When it comes to Logseq, I'm a bit of a template fiend. I love my templates. I don't have that many templates, but I regularly use templates. So this video, I'm just gonna run you through how to create a template in the Logseq database version. And for the example, we're gonna use movies. I've been watching a bunch of movies lately, and this really opened my eyes up when I finally understood how it works in the database version. It clicked, and I was like, yeah, holy crap, this is can be really powerful. So we're going to create a movie template, and then here we're going to put movie like that. All right, we're going to add it there. So this is the tag that you will use. So it's so easy, right? We'll go into this one, and you can see here that it's automatically querying that, but we want to, so you want to go up here and click on this arrow until it comes down, right? And then we're going to start adding properties. So I started off with the most minimal that I could think of. So first of all, we want to create a property. So new option year, and then this is just going to be a number for obvious reasons. And then we're going to put in a property for genre, and this one will be a node, and I'll show you why in a sec. So you notice now it's wanting me to pick a tag, but we don't want to do that right now, so we'll click on skip that, and then you can click on genre, click on the property name again, and then we want to enable here multiple values. And the reason for that is that movies never fit into genre specifically, right? So we're going to enable multiple values, and then as you go, you can add the genres as you go, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec as well. And then we want one for watch status. I originally had status, but if you try and create a property called status, regardless of whether you put a capital letter at the beginning or not, if you keep it lowercase, it will still come up with an error because that's a reserved property. There's a reserved property in Logseq called status. And for this one, we want to choose text. And then we'll click on watch status, and we'll go to available choices, and we'll add a choice, right? So for my actual graph, I put scene and so on, but want to watch. And so this was the tricky part. Like, you want to decide whether you want to just have this for just the movie tag. And the reason I put seen instead of want to watch or watched is because then I can use it for other stuff. And I mean, there's probably a bunch of different words you can put in there. If you think of a better word that you can put here, chuck it in the comments and let us know your opinions. But I thought that this would be, because I was trying to think more into the future, right? So if I read a book, do I put read? Do I put seen? Do I put watched? I mean, for a book, read would obviously make sense. But anyway, this is just for tutorial sake. So we can probably just stay with we'll just do it for the movie tag for now. So we'll put watched, and we'll put it only for movies, and then we'll put want to watch. I did consider putting watching, but that didn't really make much sense. Like, why would I put watching? I mean, you just it's too much extra work. All right. Okay. And then under watch status, we can put language. Not everyone's going to have language as a input. They'll probably all be in English, depending on where you're from, but it could be useful as well if you watch movies in other languages. For this one, we're just going to choose text, and you notice that so this is pretty much how I structured my movie template in the file-based version of Logseq. And I also have this one, so recommend, and this one is just going to be text, and then we'll go into this one into the configure property by clicking on the property itself, and then we're just going to put these available choices, and we'll leave this unticked because technically you can use this in anything, right? So we put yes, we'll put no, and we'll also put a maybe for those times where you're sitting on the fence. But then in addition to this one, we're also going to put a property called recommend, and you can expand on, so say for example you put maybe for recommend, right? And then this one we'll just put as straight text. So these are all the properties for movie, but how do you actually use this template now? Because technically this is a template. We can do whatever we want with it. So we're going to go to the journal page and I'll use it how I use it. So right now it's 7:08 at night. So I just put this. I don't use the time property, or I don't have a time property. I just put the time like that. It's more for my own reference. But anyway, I can go into more on that in a different video. But this one, so say for example, we watch a movie. So you can say like, started watching movie, and then we can put the year, right? So this is, I'm just going to show you how to actually use this template. So you created a page now of a movie, and you'll notice if you hover over it, it will pop up. But once we go into so this is where the magic happens. This is what I discovered really works super well with and makes the Logseq database version especially powerful. So what we do is go into the title here, I'll put a space, and then we put hashtag movie. And lo and behold, it automatically populates all of these properties within this page. So we can start filling it out, right? So English, recommend. So we just have a drop down here now. So we can say recommend yes, recommend why. Logseq DB version is shaping up to be pretty awesome. And then year, this is just a number. So if we match whatever we put in brackets there. And genre, so genre, you can set the genre. And I've trying to make a habit of keeping things lowercase. You can argue amongst yourselves what is better, whether you want camel case, lowercase, or, you know, whatever. And I don't know. But here we can just put awesomeness, and this is a genre. And we can also, so you can put as many genre here as you like. So we'll make a new option, Logseq, and you'll notice it just puts it as like comma separated values. So here we can say we watched it. And optionally, I mean, we could also put another property here. So keep in mind that I'm only adding this property on this specific movie. If I'm adding a property here, it will only change it for this movie itself, right? So we can put one here, notes, and we'll just make it as text. And then we can say like, you know, blah, blah, this is what I thought of the movie, etc., etc. Press escape, it goes back, press escape, goes all the way out. And just like that, we have a movie entry. And so I'm thinking about creating, I don't know how I want to approach it, but it could be possible to create a script or something that pulls data from IMDb, although IMDb is pretty notorious for having their information and stuff locked down. So I don't know, it could be a plugin or something. I think that would be pretty awesome to have a plugin that automatically populates, say, like language and genre and year and stuff like that, and leave the others for you to fill out yourself to sort of minimize the amount of time that you spend filling stuff out, because that's what I found. So I had a pretty big template in the Markdown version of Logseq, which I've been using up until yesterday. So yesterday I kind of officially moved over to the database version, but I did try to import my previous graph and it seemed to work okay, but there were a lot of problems, mainly because of how I was using it and how I approached things. And it's fundamentally different between Markdown and the database version. Well, I mean, there are some fundamental differences. Others are fairly similar. But anyway, see what our graph view looks like. Journal, movie. It's pretty bare bones. All right, but that'll do it for this one. Notice that it started populating it there as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm thinking about creating more of these tutorials for Logseq, especially the database version moving forward. I may in the future create a tutorial for migrating, although I think others have already done this, but I'll have to check it and see how it goes. Anyway, if you liked it, do all the things and whatever. And yeah, catch you on the flippity flop. See ya.